Gundam.tk presents Gundam Harute. Hey, what's up everybody? Robert184, 2Rs, 2Bs from Gundam.tk. Here's my look at the review for the high-grade 1/144th Harute from the movie Gundam 00. When everything was put together, you're going to have the legs with the feet already attached, a waist section, ab section, chest section, arms with the shoulders pre-attached, the head of course, and the massive GN sword rifles, and let's just go ahead and call this the Archer. For the legs themselves, they're asymmetrical because of the shape of the pods here on either side. Anyway, in terms of mobility, you're going to have the knee bend this way and this way, so nearly a 180 there. Nothing fancy, no clear parts there. You'll notice that that's slid up and down a little bit. Here, this part does not move, but this ankle guard does, and there's nothing moving here, that's just molded in. But this part here, it pivots forward, and then the foot is on a regular ball joint inside. And something you're able to do with that is, Raphael, you have to do some trickery, but with this one, no problem putting the ankle straight down. Pretty simple here with the back skirts, nothing on the sides here. We're just going to have these cool looking ankle joint, or these hip joints here that will hold on pretty solidly. They don't want to move very much. Here we've got the front skirts, which are made up of orange of white parts, and then you get that red part there, a little bit of gray lining, but otherwise nothing fancy, except there is a green. This is a clear part underneath here, which I painted with my clear green, but unfortunately you will see nothing of it, though it does make sense that it is covered by armor. Very unique looking chest section here for the simple fact that it's got a good mix, of course, of the gray, the yellow, and the orange. Anyway, everything fits together nicely, and it juts forward very Macross-like, could we say? Anyway, then you've got the shoulders here. This part is you're going to put the arms in at a 45-degree angle, which is somewhat unique, and the head will just move there, but otherwise with some lining, it looks okay, but there are obviously some applications that in a master grade, there'd be more colors in this, I think. Yes, most of the arms in the 00 series are pretty similar, but this one has because of the, as mentioned on the chest, the 45-degree angle, you're going to drop that in. Looks like it could have used a little bit more color up there instead of just having the white on orange. In terms of mobility, it's going to spin around there. Then you're going to get the bend here, about 135 at the elbow. There's a clear green part, or there's a part that I painted clear green in there. This part moves as well, and you're going to have the regular 00 high grade moving wrist there, in addition to the manipulators. Now the sword rifle is pretty awesome, but something you're going to have to do is paint this clear part green if you want to get its full awesomeness to show through. Anyway, these are just some seals on there, and of course this is it in its sword mode, but you can transform it into rifle mode by popping this part out, swinging down the handle there, and you can also use it like this to go back to the old days of having Kyrios and Arios cut through things like scissors. Of course, the most noticeable thing, like Raphael with its Cerevi 2 or Zabanya with its fence posts, is the fact that this thing has a full fighter jet slapped onto its back. So no Super Gundam, it's just a jet, bang, slapped on the back. Now in terms of mobility here, don't expect anything too fancy, so if they had sold this as a separate kit, you would certainly be disappointed. Anyway, you're able to move this part here, this is the missile containers, you're able to move this part, which is a red seal under a clear part. Could have painted that, but I didn't think that would be a good idea. Some orange parts there, and some white, add a little bit of color along with the green seals. And on the other side, you're going to have these orange parts, which are going to show forward, of course, when it's attached on. But when you move these, pretty much, that's all you can do with them. I was expecting that you'd have some more range of motion here off to the side, so that you could pull off some cool looking poses with a Harute, but really you're not going to get too much out of that. Now that should result in a more stable model, hopefully at the end of the day, when this is all attached on, but it would have been cool to have just a little bit more. So just when the parts have me saying, well, there's nothing too spectacular so far about the Harute, the head makes up for it for me, and this is sort of going back to God Gundam-ishness. But anyway, it's got these huge yellow spikes, 4 of them, which sort of suit the 2 pilots times 2 theme that this thing has going for it. Big red goatee going down there. You can put a little bit of lining in if you choose before you put that on. But the thing that I thought made a big difference is that the clear part, again, I painted it with those clear paints that I bought way at the beginning of the 00 series. As I've said many times, they are well worth picking up. But the head, while simple in design, really looks good, but it could go with a little bit more paint applications if you wanted to go in there and paint those up like a pro. But this combination of the cool looking chest and the head, that's a winner enough for me. Usually I'm pretty excited when all the parts are done, but I have to say with this one that I feel a little bit underwhelmed. The weapons are pretty cool, but the archer, just a big block of plastic more or less. And outside of the fact that we have an interesting waist unit, chest section, and head combination there, and these 45 angles on the shoulders, so far nothing's really leaping out at me. But then again, what do the parts matter? All that matters is how the mobile suit looks when it's all together. So let me know what you think of the parts, and when you put this together, did you notice the lack of color applications, etc.? Or were you pretty happy with it the way it was? As always, let me know with a comment down below. Gundam.tk. See you next part, everybody. That is one ugly Pac-Man. I guess this is Mrs. Pac-Man.